Imagine arriving upon a land that is already alive with nations, languages, families, laws, ceremonies, farms, trade, memory, and ancestors. Every river already has a name. Every mountain already carries a story. Every valley has already fed generations. Every grain of soil already belongs to someone's history. Yet instead of asking how to live beside those people, you decide the land should belong to you. Not because it is empty, not because no one lives there, but because it possesses something you desire. The gold, the silver, the diamonds, the fertile soil, the forests, the rivers, the trade routes, the labor, the strategic position. Throughout history, one pattern appears repeatedly. When military power alone could not permanently justify conquest, narratives often followed the armies. Stories became weapons. Ideas became empires. Across different civilizations and different centuries, rulers invoked divine authority, sacred destiny, civilizing missions, national destiny, or chosen status to strengthen territorial claims. Some proclaimed themselves a chosen people with a unique divine inheritance. Others portrayed the people already living on the land as cursed, uncivilized, heathen, or outside divine favor. Others declared that the Creator had promised them the land, transforming political ambition into sacred obligation. Once conquest could be presented as obedience rather than greed, resistance itself could be portrayed as rebellion against the divine. The battlefield had moved from the sword into the human mind. European colonial expansion illustrates how religion, law, and empire often reinforced one another. The papal bulls Dum Diversas, 1452, and Romanus Pontifex, 1455, authorized certain Christian rulers to wage war against non-Christian peoples and claim territory. The doctrine of discovery became a legal framework allowing European kingdoms to claim lands already inhabited by indigenous nations simply because those nations were not recognized as Christian sovereigns. Spain's requerimiento demanded submission to the Spanish crown and Christianity, declaring that refusal could justify conquest. Later came the language of the civilizing mission, the white man's burden, and manifest destiny, each presenting expansion not merely as political ambition, but as moral duty. Different words, same destination. Control the land, control the resources, control the people, control the future. Understand, the Zulu did not sail to Britain demanding English farmland. The Dutch established settlements in southern Africa. The British expanded further inland. Similar patterns unfolded throughout the Americas, Australia, New Zealand, and much of Africa, where indigenous nations repeatedly encountered foreign powers claiming lands that had never been empty. Missionaries sometimes brought education and medical care, while in other contexts, missionary work became closely connected with colonial administration, cultural assimilation, and imperial expansion. The relationship varied by place and period, but history shows that religion and empire were frequently intertwined. The pattern extends beyond any single religion or civilization. Romans claimed they brought civilization. European empires spoke of enlightenment. Modern powers invoke democracy, national security, historical entitlement, or liberation. The language changes with the century. The objective often does not. Every empire develops a moral explanation for why another people's homeland should become its own. Even today, competing historical, national, legal, and religious claims continue to shape territorial conflicts, including in Israel and Palestine. Different communities appeal to different histories, identities, and interpretations of sacred texts to support their claims, while millions of ordinary people continue to bear the consequences of conflict. History reminds us that religious language has at times been used by political leaders to support territorial ambitions, just as nationalist and ideological language has been used in other eras. The deeper lesson is not that one religion or one people invented conquest. The deeper lesson is that human beings have repeatedly learned that the most powerful empire is the one that first conquers the imagination. Convince people that the Creator gave you another person's homeland, and conquest becomes righteousness. Convince people they are chosen, and they may begin believing ordinary moral rules no longer apply to them. Convince them others are cursed, inferior, or outside divine concern, and compassion becomes easier to silence. Convince them heaven has already approved what earth has not consented to, and taking another people's home can be recast as fulfilling a sacred mission rather than pursuing political or economic power. So whenever you hear the words, "The Creator gave us this land," "We are the chosen people," "They are cursed," "They are less civilized," or "It is our divine destiny," ask the question that history has demanded for thousands of years. Who is already there? Who benefits from this narrative? Who controls the law? Who controls the army? Who writes the history? Who profits from the resources? Empires are rarely built by swords alone. They are first built by stories powerful enough to make conquest appear virtuous. But every empire eventually becomes history. The rivers remain. The mountains remain. The earth remembers every footprint. And beneath every claim of divine ownership lies the enduring question that no empire has ever been able to erase. If the land already belonged to another people, by what authority did anyone claim the right to take it?